1-2-1-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, we want to bring forth to the stage a very special guest, the undisputed.
Nah, son, baby. And this is another episode.
Can't help but swing it, boy. Swing it, brother, swing.
And this is your host. Nah, son, baby. Here we go. Microphone check 1-2-1-2. This is your host, Nah, son, baby. And this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. And I'm with Max Styles.
The Max Styles in the building.
Yes. And he's the author of Sex, Chicken, and Cocoa Butter. Yo, that's a jazzy title. You know what I'm saying? That's like a slick title. Where did you get the title Sex, Chicken, and Cocoa Butter?
So it's a play on words for all the trouble I was getting myself into. Long story short, I had a wife and a girlfriend. I was doing the poly thing, but my wife had some rules where she didn't want my girlfriend coming down to Pensacola where I was at. And my wife at the time was surprising me with a surprise visit, so I had to rush and get my girlfriend out of there. And we had just finished eating, we had just finished fucking, and she had just lotioned up and everything. So she said, Mac, the room smells like sex, chicken, and cocoa butter. She's going to know that I was here. So I was like, that's the name of my book. So it's a play on words. It's just the book's full of, just different scenarios that a lot of people identify with when they first start down the lifestyle, not knowing where they were at.
And ladies and gentlemen, you could pick up Sex, Chicken, and Cocoa Butter on Amazon Kindle, correct?
Absolutely. And there's only one Sex, Chicken, and Cocoa Butter, so it's not very hard to find. If you just type in Max Styles on Amazon, it'll pop right up.
So where have you traveled? Because I see you on the move, you on the go. So where have you, traveled throughout the world?
Yeah, so I treat travel. I love to travel. First off, me and my wife, we travel all over the world. When I was in Europe, we went to Budapest, we went to France, we went to Amsterdam, and we hit all the lifestyle spots. So I'm well seasoned in Europe with lifestyle, and then I started this in Florida many moons ago. So I enjoy seeing the different aspects of swinging, and it's really brought a lot to what my second book's going to be about coming up here pretty soon.
So you don't want to let the cat out the bag, or you just want to, say the name of the title because motherfuckers be stealing. So do you want to reveal the name of your second book, or you just want to put that on the wraps?
Yeah, I'm not 100% on the name. I'm probably about a month and a half to finishing it and making sure, but I'm about 90% sure the next book name is going to be Can You Take Me to My Client?
All right, that's what's you know what's crazy? We know the same people, and correct me if I'm wrong. You had a book signing. Was it in Florida or Georgia?
I did both. So the book's been out probably a little over a year now, but it's been hard because I was in Europe, so I didn't really get to tour and do the things that most authors get to do and have fun with their books. So now that I'm back in America, I'm definitely looking forward to doing more of that. But I made a pit stop in Florida, and I went up to Atlanta to see some people. But I'm coming back to Atlanta in July 17th. I'm doing the Sex, Chicken, and Cocoa Butter tour with Coming Soon bus. We got a party bus. We're gonna have entertainment on the bus. We're gonna have food. We're gonna go and visit different spots. It's gonna be amazing. But I'm doing that again in Atlanta July 17th.
Because you most definitely have a following, and I've seen people post your book, your paperback, and you most definitely have a following, not only on the author side, but also online, social media. You have Beyond Lifestyle. So talk about your group, because your group is popping like fish grease.
Yeah, we've come a long way. I had a following back when I lived in Florida, so I kind of took that same following and applied it to Beyond Lifestyle. That's kind of how we grew so fast. I've known a lot of lifestyle friends in the mix, and I've got some really good admins who have been helping me out. So That's been really helpful in not only book sales but networking and getting to know people in the lifestyle. I definitely help promote other businesses, other lifestyle events. I'm not selfish with promoting or anything, so you guys can be more than welcome to come promote your Instagram or OnlyFans. I got 2 OnlyFans myself, so I'm definitely out there to help everybody that comes across. We're at like 5,000 people now, but a lot of people are engaged with it. We're having fun. We're giving away prizes, money, and I think that's what's drawing a lot of people to it, is where we try to do little things different. I try to give some. I've been a sex addict, which is no secret, and if you find out in Sex Chicken and CoCo Butter since I can remember. So I've been indulged in sex, how to be better, how to be the best, what tricks, what trades, and the best thing I like about sex is that it never ends in studying it. Like, you can get into one lifestyle, BDSM, and there's an endless amount of knowledge there. You can go into swinging, endless amount of knowledge there. So you always pick something up, and I like to share those in Beyond Lifestyles, and I've got a lot of good feedback for that.
And ladies and gentlemen, Mike Styles, he surrounds himself with beautiful women, so I could see why he's a sex addict, you dig? Listen, like, the women you surround yourself with, they'll turn a gay motherfucker straight. Because I'm like, yo, he's not only they're beautiful, they're also exotic. So give these dudes some game, because they don't listen to me. My listeners don't listen to me. So I want you to tell them, like, don't give all the way game. Just give them like a key ingredient.
I'm gonna give 100% props to my wife. My wife has been I've been on a roller coaster that I never thought I was gonna be on. She has really stepped her game up and networking with other people and talking to other girls and just having fun with it. After my first marriage, I never thought I was going to get married again. I took this Brazilian bombshell to a party, and she was just dived in face first, and it was such a relief to have somebody to be so free with me. And in doing so, I applied what I knew in the swinger world, and she was just all game for it, and she's been amazing. So because she's so beautiful, I'm probably like a 7, but my sex is like a 10, and my wife's a 10. So I surround myself with beautiful women because she helps me. And I found my partner who is doing this, who is open and honest with me, and I think we have a great relationship to where that bleeds through and people can see that and want to be a part of what we have going on.
You know what that song says is,
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together.
I don't like quoting Fabulous, but that's 100% what it is. I have such a good relationship, open relationship right now, that the energy is so amazing that people are just drawn to it. And I've only been in America for 3 months, and I'm throwing parties with, even in COVID, and having an amazing time with beautiful women, beautiful couples all over New Jersey and North Carolina or New York right now.
All right, so what is the difference between the United States LS and the European form of the lifestyle?
That is a very good question. Because I would say,
because I know in the UK, not to cut you off, I know in the UK they got something called dogging. Where you switch cars. You have sex in cars and you switch cars. So is there like a difference between the US and Europe?
There's definitely a difference. It's a lot more open in Europe. You could throw a rock and hit a swingers club damn near. It's in every city, and I mean, Spain, where I was at recently, is not even the size of Texas, and I had 4, swinger clubs within 30 minutes of me. So, prostitution is legal, sex is open. Everybody's having sex everywhere. It's not as taboo as it is here in America. But in doing so, I almost want to say there's a bad side of that too, that everybody's in it, and it's really hard you got to break into those cliques. And I didn't really speak a very good, so I speak pretty good Spanish, but if you don't speak the language and you're not really in the cliques, you kind of got to make your own clique, and then I don't know. And once you get there, they're not very open to letting you in. I don't know another way to say it from my experience, and the parties over there aren't as big. There were some good ones that we went to. I went to France. France had an amazing party. I'm talking parties more southern Spain. Parties weren't as big. When we went to France. France has an amazing event where there's like 4,000 people that show up to go swinging. Budapest. If you go to Budapest and you go to swinging, they start at 8, you better be there at 8, because we got there at 12. All the food was gone, all the chicken was gone. Everybody was wrapping up by 12. You know, in America, we're not even getting started until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
But was they fucking though? Fuck the eating. Was they eating other things?
I'm saying they was already done by the time we got there at 12. You got to show up at 8 when they said they open.
Oh shit! Because
there was no CPT time. There was no. You got to be there on time. That's what I'm saying. The food was gone. Everybody was like wrapping up and starting to leave. I mean, it looked like it would have been a good time, but you got to be there early on them.
Because people in the States, they're like they can't get it in until 4 in the fucking morning. They got to drink, smoke weed, socialize. I'm like, yo, the party should be starting around 10, the latest.
Yo, that ain't my parties, man. You going to the wrong parties. And we the party starters. 12 o'clock, dress down time. 12 o'clock, we ain't fucking, you got to go.
So the Max Styles has spoken. So is there a difference between the Southern lifestyle and up north?
You know what? I can't speak on that because I've only done my own thing up north, and I've kind of brought my swag to north up here. The couple parties I went to in New York were dead, and I think that's due to coronavirus.
The New York LS is dead. Period. But keep going.
Yeah. I can't really speak on North. I don't want to give them the rating that I would give them now, just because it's been so dead up here. I hope that it livens up and that I can get to give that good rating, but it's been dead up here. The only thing that's been popping is my shit. So,
but you know what's crazy? You mentioned your wife, and I always tell dudes, I said, you'll get played based on the woman you're with, like your wife, your homegirl, your fuck buddy, your significant other, your home, whatever the case may be. Like, you'll get played based on your woman, because if you just a dude going to parties, you may get played, you may not get played. But if you have a woman on your arms, it increases your chances, because people, especially women, be like, well, what does he got what she wants? So I always say that women are your best wingmen.
I mean, I would 100% agree. I've been to parties where there's nothing but single dudes walking around you, and everyone's just kind of waiting to get their turn in. And I don't.
I'm not talking about the Sasha's Fest.
I know. I'm just saying. But if you go in there with other people, you're gonna get more play, and especially if your woman, not just only on her looks, but if she's open and having fun with it. I've been to parties where we've seen the girl just sit there and like cross her arms and just be mad. She's fine as hell, but she's just crossing her arms and being mad and don't want to do nothing with nobody and want to sit there, and pout all night. So I would just say that the energy of your woman too says a lot. She don't have to be a dime piece, but you definitely get more play if you've got something on your arm.
And it's like, I met a lot of drop dead gorgeous women, but they got the personality of a fucking pet rock. You know what I'm saying? So, exactly. So sexiness is not on you, it's in you. You feel me?
Agreed.
So talk about your podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
So podcast is Lifestyles with Max Styles. I've done a couple episodes, but I think it's going to move to a live scenario because I don't have time to edit as much as I'd like to. I did a a 30-minute podcast, and it took me an hour, 2 hours to edit. And I was so I'm pretty good at saying what I mean. So I think it's going to turn into Lifestyles with Max Styles, just a live podcast every Thursday. And that's the movement that it's going to be, so that we can talk about these type of scenarios and the things that come up and things that I've experienced.
And what do you strive to bring forth to the lifestyle? Because you what do you strive to add to the lifestyle? Because it seems like every day people complaining about how the lifestyle is not the same. So how do you plan on bringing your own brand of the lifestyle, considering the fact that now you have a popping group?
I have been focused on the education aspect and surrounding myself around that, because like I said, every day is a new learning experience. You could dive into anything with sex and learn something new. So I've been surrounding myself with education, because when I first started this, I was clueless. I didn't even know what lifestyle, the word even meant. So I like to prevent people from making the same mistakes that I made, and that's why I published Sex Chicken and CoCo Butter, because I made so many mistakes, just from collaring a girl the first time she told me to tie her up, to basically forcing my wife into a poly relationship, and it was just bad all the way. It made for one hell of a book, and I hope to make it into a movie. But I made so many mistakes, and to answer your question, I want to share those mistakes, even as embarrassing as some of them are, or as funny as some of them are, so that people don't make the same mistakes that I made.
So give one mistake that people shouldn't make while they're in the lifestyle. Like, give an example.
My biggest fault was not being the husband that my wife deserved at the time. I was miserable. I wasn't getting the sex that I wanted. I wasn't getting the things that I wanted. So therefore, it turned me into this stick in the mud where I wasn't helping around the house. I wasn't helping with the kids. I wasn't communicating well with my wife. And every time we did mention sex, it turned into a fight. So we became roommates without even talking. It made my environment miserable. It made my life miserable until I found a girl who brought me some happiness, and then I tried to bring that into the marriage that was already falling apart. So my biggest advice is to communicate and with your spouse and say the things you want, and be the husband or wife, be the husband or wife that your partner deserves, so that you get those things that you want. I feel like if I would have been a more supporting husband, if I would have been a more helping around the house, or things that she was complaining about, that we wouldn't have had the problems that we had, and she would have done things happily, a lot more happier than me trying to force her to do those things just so that I could be happy.
Okay, so and the lifestyle, right? People segregate themselves. They have what they call the black lifestyle, and they may call it the black lifestyle or the white lifestyle. How do you navigate between the two?
Well, I got a little bit of soul in me, so I go to both. I tend to stay on the color side with Hispanics and Latinas and blacks.
Wait, Mac. You know what's funny? A chick in your group had asked you, "Do you even like black women?" I'm like,
that's just somebody who don't know me.
Yeah, I'm like, don't you pay attention? But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, I'm surprised you saw. Yeah, that's just somebody who doesn't know me.
Mac doesn't discriminate. He's like Big Pun.
No, not at all.
He's like Big Pun.
I love from point if you can, the black brand, but last I don't discriminate. I regulate every shade of the ass.
So it's the same, but yeah, it's because people think there's a difference. There's a difference between both worlds? Is the black lifestyle is seen as closed-minded, and the white lifestyle is seen as more open-minded.
Just from going to them, I would agree. White parties and black parties are absolutely different, but that's not to say that they're any worse than the other. white parties, I would say, are more open. They absolutely, and like I said, maybe that's the white side of me coming out. At 12 o'clock, we fucking like it's time to get it in. Clothes are coming off. Let's jump in the jacuzzi and have some fun or whatever. But like you said earlier, at 4 o'clock, people want to drink, smoke weed. It's slow pace. It's a little more slow pace towards and towards the end until people are starting to get in later on at night. I think it's just kind of a time and an energy thing that's going on with the whites and blacks. It is very segregated. That's another aspect of Europe that you don't see. There is no black parties, white parties. Everybody is a really huge melting pot over in Europe.
Okay, so do you think that do you think it's a vetting issue as far as, people not playing, not fucking like early? Because it seemed like a lot of parties in the States, a lot of LS events, it's kind of like they treat it like a glorified meet and greet. Or do you think it's a vetting issue? Because everybody say, well, nobody's vetted. So do you think it's a vetting issue?
No, I don't like that at all. I don't like the vetting aspect of it all because everyone's at a different point in their lifestyle. I'm not the same swinger I was, 10 years ago that I am today. I had different rules then. I had different things then. Different relationships then. It's just everyone's in a different space where they're at, and everybody's going to come with their own set of rules. So the vetting idea of it, if you're just going to invite your group of friends that then sure. But if you're having an open party where you're not so much trying to make money, but trying to network and meet people, then that's what you're going to get. I mean, I don't like the vetting idea if you are trying to help people and network with other people. That's not the way to go, what I think. I've had some amazing parties where I've invited random people and everybody got down and I had amazing parties in Florida. I've had amazing parties here, and I'm just starting to get to know people now. So and I'll send you some photos after this of what's going on without the vetting process. I don't like the vetting idea. I think it's a great in theory, but I think you take away a lot of people's chances to improve their own lifestyle by doing that.
So what do you like the most about the lifestyle? Because sometimes I'd be like, yo, this shit is not for me. But what keeps you coming back for more, even through all the bullshit and the shenanigans and the fuckery?
You know what? I have become, in my time, I've evolved, and you're right. Swinging and all this stuff, I've kind of slowed down. I want to say I've slowed down, even though I've been doing craziness here. But I want to be more poly. I want my wife, I want my girlfriend, and I want to move in that direction. When Sex Chicken and CoCo Butter, I had my wife and girlfriend, and even through all the mistakes that I was making and all the lessons learned, I was probably the happiest walking around with 2 girls on my arm. I felt like a king. My ego was fucking stroked. We were making money. We were having events. It was a great time in my life, and I hope to bring that back soon. My wifey's with it now, so hopefully that's coming up as we find the right one. But to answer your question, what I like most about the lifestyle is the networking and the meeting of new people. People have helped me so much in promotion of my book. So much of people have helped me in promotion of my events, my things. So I like to pay it forward, and I like to network and do that. It's not even so much about the sex anymore, because I'll be honest with you, bro. Sex and condoms all the damn time. We don't get along. I'm just at this point, I'm just there for the environment and a little bit of fun, like. Because I can't feel nothing. I'll fuck with a condom for 30 minutes and then I have to go find Carol so that I can get off. Like, that's I'm not even there to really enjoy that anymore. So I definitely enjoy meeting new people and making new friends that are open-minded and free.
So what led to that evolution? Like, when you first got into the lifestyle, you probably wanted to fuck everything moving, but now You went from that, that wild cub to that wise lion who just want to see all the animals on the prairie from the top of the mountain. So when did that So when did that evolution start?
You might have caught me right there. That evolution started.
Well, not even the start of the evolution, but like the gradual change. You know, was it
Yeah,
because
it's just
you found that one and then it gradually changed from there?
I think that I went through a really bad divorce. I really loved my wife at the time, and I wanted it to all work out. But then, when my wife found a girlfriend and started leaving me, it spun everything into a weird mixture of just drama, and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. But I wanted that same happiness that I had. So I think just because I've been through so much with this lifestyle that I know what I want and I know what direction I want to move.
So how do you maintain your sexual addiction? Do you have like a sex therapist or something, or how do you curve it? You know?
Oh, I don't curve it. I embrace it. I embrace it, and my old lady is just embracing it with me. So I will tell you that this is. I know I don't want to get too sign related, but I guess Aquarius and Taurus aren't supposed to be going good together. But this girl is just as much of a sex addict as I am, and it's been amazing. She she brings it to me. She does. My sex life now is so good. I don't want to stop again. Like I'm in the zone right now. So can't
you a
nothing slow
Taurus?
me down.
You a Taurus?
No, I'm the Aquarius. I'm the open and free one. She's the bossy and energetic one.
Oh, the bullheaded one. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
she's so fucking bullheaded.
Okay, so you got to be the matador. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the matador
Yo.
to tame it.
Hey, I'm bringing it in. I'm bringing it in.
So what you see yourself doing like in 5 years? You know, we not Miss Cleo. We can't predict the future, but what do you have planned as far as your books, your podcast, the lifestyle, etc.? Your relationship, whatever the case may be, your travel plans, because you've been around the world and yeah. You know, I thought you knew like 10 languages or something. So what are your plans?
I'm on 2. My old lady speaks 4 languages, so she's better at languages than I am. But 5 years from now, I will be retired, and I'll have a lot more time to write. But I'll have my second book. I'll be pushing those. I'll be having fun with that and everything that comes with it. I have I have somebody who wants to help me turn it into a movie, so I'm hoping to do some filming. And I would love to get a deal with Netflix. So, I mean, I'm pushing everything in the right direction. And that's kind of the 5-year goal right now, is to get everything out on paper and on film so that we can push that up and share my story with the world.
Spoken like a true Mac who put the S in style. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Sun, baby. Check out my website at www.notsunblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them. The Swinger Manifesto is on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. It'll make you say, na, ow. And shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up with any questions or concerns that you may have. Rate, share, subscribe, and comment on this podcast. Dig. And on that note, until next time, peace.